Hello everyone and welcome to my video. We all know relationships can be pretty tough and arguments are inevitable. So navigating them well is an essential skill for any kind of relationship. I'm sure you've experienced that as well, that sometimes in an argument you'll just get so worked up that you end up saying something that hurts the other person, and even while you're saying it you already regret it. You notice like this isn't what I actually want to do, but you somehow can't stop yourself. And even after, you knew you were emotional but you didn't have the tools to just slow down and express yourself properly and say what you actually mean. So in this video, I'll show you how to process your emotions a bit and calm down before speaking so that you actually respond instead of just reacting. This really matters because speaking when really emotionally loaded just leads to blame, defensiveness, or even completely shutting down, which basically destroys any kind of productive argument and a peaceful resolution. Processing your emotions can help you speak with more clarity and compassion instead of ending up regretting what you say. So let's talk about the steps you need to process your emotions before speaking. The first step is going to be pause and breathe. When you're very emotional, the parts of your brain that are active in dictating your behavior are very different from the rational decision-making parts we usually use. The main goal of the first step here is going to be reconnecting to our kind of responsible decision-making part of our brain, the prefrontal cortex, that basically helps us choose rationally instead of the emotional part of our brain where we're just going to get caught up and swept up in our emotional state and say things we end up regretting. We're going to talk about a little breathing exercise called the box breath. Here's a little diagram. It's a technique used even by the Navy SEALs that's really effective at calming you down. Your emotions have an effect on your body. For example, the way you breathe. When you're angry or anxious, you start breathing more shallowly, faster, and that kind of amps up your nervous system as well to just get into this kind of fight or flight mode. What's really interesting is the opposite is true as well. If you breathe more calmly, you'll calm down. If you breathe more hectically, shallower, faster breaths, you'll end up becoming more agitated. So your breath actually can impact how you feel. That's why box breathing is really nice, because it's one of the fastest way to just calm down. And it's really simple to do. You just got to remember 4. Because for 4 counts, we're going to breathe in. For 4 counts, we're going to hold our breath. For 4 counts, we're going to breathe out. And then again, for 4 counts, hold our breath before we breathe in again. You repeat this 2 to 3 times. Even doing this for 30 seconds can help you dial down the emotional intensity and reconnect you to the prefrontal cortex, the thoughtful decision-making part of the brain. Now, how to actually do this in a situation where you need it is literally to just say, hey, give me a second to collect my thoughts. That's a really easy way to do this. You can just copy paste that sentence. If anyone cares about you, they're going to respect that. You're usually not under time pressure where 30 seconds will decide whether an argument can even happen or not. It doesn't just buy you space, but also signals emotional maturity because you're telling the other person, hey, I notice I'm not in the correct headspace right now. I need a little bit of space. I need to collect my thoughts, and then I'd like to speak. Now, as the second step, ask yourself, what am I feeling and what do I need? Often anger or irritation is kind of a surface level emotion, so you really have to ask yourself, am I feeling hurt? Am I feeling unseen? Am I afraid of the other person's reaction? And really kind of get the nuance of that. Then ask yourself, what do I need right now? Because if you're very emotionally charged, 30 seconds might not be enough to calm down. So maybe you can figure out, okay, maybe I need a 10-minute break. Maybe I have to leave this topic for today because I have to work later and I really don't have the energy today. So really check in with yourself what you're feeling, but also what you need. Do you need the other person to listen to you for a second? Do you need the other person and you to be able to leave this topic aside for the next half hour? This helps you shift from reaction to reflection. As a little tip, if you need a longer time to calm down, try something like journaling, writing down your thoughts. That can really help you get that on paper and out of your head. The third step directly builds on the second one, and that's if you're overwhelmed, request a break. If you're emotionally overloaded, don't push through, press pause. It's going to preserve your energy way better and make it so you have a lot more patience when you get back to the topic. So here are 2 things you could say. For example, I want to keep talking, but I need a few minutes to cool off. Or can we revisit this in 15 to 30 minutes so I can sort out my thoughts? It's very important to set a time when you return so that it doesn't feel like a shutdown to the other person, but really like a pause. This is a really powerful boundary that helps you protect your relationships and yourself. Now, step 4 is optional. If you're still feeling very on edge and you notice you're going to need a bit more to calm down, you can try grounding yourself through the body. This can be something like wiggling your toes and feeling your feet press on the floor, or splashing some cold water on your face or wrists to really get back into your physical sensations at the moment and out of your thoughts. And the last step is going to be reflect before you speak. So before re-engaging, take a moment to mentally rehearse. Ask yourself, what do I want to communicate? What outcome am I hoping for here? How can I speak in a way that invites connection rather than conflict? We'll look at the effective speaking part in video 3 using I statements, so stay tuned for that. Now as a quick recap in the heat of the moment. So first step is going to be to pause and breathe with 2 to 3 repetitions of the box breathing technique. Then name what you feel and what you need. Request a break if necessary. Optionally, ground yourself in the present moment if you need some extra calming down, and reflect before you re-engage. Being able to pause in an argument is a skill that you can learn. So start small, keep practicing, and in the next video I'll show you how to take all your insights you gain from pausing and calming down a bit and communicating them effectively using I statements so that you can really get your message across without blame or hurting your partner. If you like this video, please consider liking, subscribing, comment if you enjoy this. Watch the rest of the series and the overview video I made in the beginning. And yeah, hope to see you next video. Bye! And arguments are inevitable. Inevitable? Are inevitable. Do I like this? I kinda do.